Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on the free games that are available on the Epic Games Store. Pretty decent titles, so we'll go over that, and also a pretty good deal over on Steam on Scarlett Nexus, a game that I really enjoyed. I'll give you guys a heads up on that at the end of this video, but first of all, you can get 2 free games over on the Epic Games Store right now in Void Bastards and Yooka-Laylee. Void Bastards has a really great art style and is a pretty well-received game. Yooka-Laylee is a throwback to platformers you would have played in the N64 days and is also pretty good. I don't know if either of these games have been free on the Epic Games Store before. I want to say Yooka-Laylee has. I don't know, like I vaguely remember that being free on the Epic Games Store before, but whatever the deal is, if you don't have either game in your library, Void Bastards and Yooka-Laylee are both worthwhile games to be adding to your library. Void Bastards was in a couple Humble bundles as well, I think Humble Monthly, so some of you guys might actually own the game, just double check, but yeah, you can add it to your Epic Games Store library for free right now. And then next week, Automata Chef will be the free title, just one free game next week, so a little bit lighter as far as that's concerned, but Yooka-Laylee and Void Bastards worthwhile to add to your library. Okay, moving on from that, I do also want to quickly give you guys a heads up that Scarlett Nexus is 35% off for $39 over on Steam. Now, this is directly available on Steam. I highly recommend this game. I really enjoyed this. If you're a fan of JRPGs, I think you're going to dig the game. The story is quite good, the characters are likable, and the gameplay is probably the standout element of the game, and the gameplay evolves as you play it and gets really good by the middle portion of the game. It starts off fine, but then as more and more layers are getting added to the game, it gets even better. You have 2 different playable characters, and it's really worthwhile to go through the game with both of the characters because you get another layer to the story. And you can see the game from the perspective of both characters, Yuito and Kasane. Soundtrack is really good. The complaints that I see most people have are that the environments are a little bit redundant, the enemy types are a little bit redundant, and then as far as the storytelling goes, there aren't a lot of traditional cutscenes. Rather, it's presented a lot of the times like a visual novel with static images, and then you have a lot of dialogue. The game is very dialogue heavy, so make sure you're into that when going into this game. Like, if you've played a visual novel before, you'll be right at home with how the game is presented, and there are some cutscenes for the bigger moments of the game, but for the most part, a lot of the storytelling is done through the visual novel style of doing things. Nevertheless, a game that I always like to recommend, and I think it's a great game, one of my favorite games of the year, so yeah, $39 for that, given that it came out less than 2 months ago, I think is a pretty good pickup. But that's going to wrap up this one. Again, Void Bastards and Yooka-Laylee, definitely check those out for free on the Epic Games Store. Scarlett Nexus, 35% off over on Steam. I'll leave a link to all that in the description box below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.